slow morning after having a busy morning. You guys already know that I love to be my soft girl, but also be my boss girl. I got both going on, and the past few years, I feel like I kind of lost my soft girl, or parts of it that wasn't just allowing me to truly flow the way I wanted to flow in life. And I've been creating more space for that, which has been so cool to just see the parts of myself that are coming alive during this journey of balance. And one of my favorite parts that's been coming alive the past few weeks really is what I've noticed is my creative side, my creative flow. I know this is just from allowing myself the space to live my life and just be more. I love to be on the go, be building things, and the past few years I was in my masculine a lot more than I feel like I have ever been. So I didn't really have a good balance between masculine, feminine, and I just got really out of whack, and I didn't feel like I was connected to myself as much. I didn't even realize that I felt a little lost from myself until I really felt it. It took ultimately like what happened to me in January with just like my whole career coming and crashing down and just like having to start over to take a step back and analyze how I was living my life, and then have a little recalibration to how I wanted to live my life in the future. So ultimately I had between the end of January until pretty recently to just recalibrate, and it was very uncomfortable, still trying to figure shit out. But I am starting to like connect the dots of certain things and have more clarity on certain things because of the space that I gave myself. And I'm somebody who, because I'm just like go, 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 I don't like to feel my feelings. I'm the everything's fine girl. And because I was working on a really big project for like 4 years, I didn't just allow myself to process really anything. Maybe a little bit, but not just like truly. And a lot of shit happened the past few years. And so having that time, I started to just process, figure out like, how do I actually feel about these things? Like, how do I want my life to look and feel on the other side of this? Very uncomfortable sitting time because I didn't have a new project that I was working on. I didn't have something to distract me. I had something that I started to build, but it took like a couple months to just really get clarity on that. So I was just really stuck sitting and feeling. It wasn't fun. But I'm seeing now how important that was and the clarity that I've gotten, and now I get to go and build and create, but do it with more clarity on how I want my life to look and feel. And that is with having more balance in my feminine, living a soft girl life while also a boss girl life, and finding that balance for me. And I don't think I would have been able to truly really figure that out unless I like didn't go on that other end of the spectrum of like full masculine. The biggest realizations that I'm having from just like the time of processing that I had is I'm starting to just have a lot more creative flow just come into my life naturally. And it's because I've had space to just sit and be still and process and like just be with myself. I'm always really good at being with myself and being alone, and like just I love like my alone time. But if I'm distracted by something, I'm not letting like my creative side come out. And I've always been creative, but I never really considered myself like a writer or a speaker. But now I'm like, no, I am a writer, I am a speaker, and I have all these amazing thoughts that I've never let myself fully process. And they're coming through now because I'm giving myself that space. Podcast has also been very helpful because I'm podcasting, I'm creating space to be creative with the podcast. And that's giving me time to just sit with my thoughts and feelings. And then after the podcast, I'm listening to what's come up on the podcast, because a lot of times I just hit record and things start coming through. Even though I have like a plan of the topic, I don't prep out every single thing because that's not going to be organic in the moment. But then I go and sit and listen and say like look at all the realizations that I maybe had during it, And then I'm like, wait, no, I have so many more ideas on little things within this. And then there's like even more content coming out from it. And my whole point is like, I'm not trying to even make content. I'm just trying to be creative. And whatever is created from that, amazing. I've been making more long form content because that's what's been coming through with my creative flow. I love long form videos. You guys know that. I have a lot of long form videos on here. I'm just flowing. And I think that I've like tapped into this, like a different level of flow for me than I ever have before because of just all the processing that I got to do in the past 6 months, even though it sucked. Something else that's been coming from just like allowing myself to have time to process my thoughts and feelings is I'm able to call myself out more because I'm realizing certain patterns. I'm having more clarity on them. I'm seeing them, clocking them. Like yesterday I made a video about how I was judging myself and I didn't even know I was judging. It was like so like unconscious. And then I was like, wait, what the heck are you doing? Why are you judging yourself right now? And then I saw all the other areas that I judged myself throughout my day, and it was a lot. And so I'm like, okay, you gotta wake up to why are you judging yourself? Why are we doing these things? Because a lot of times I can look at that judgment and like break it down, and it's literally like there's nothing there. Like I shouldn't be doing that. I'm just being rude. I'm being a bitch to me. Side note, this blush from Saie, the chili color, my gosh, I love it. I was using Sweetie before. See the color difference? This is just like a little too pink. I think this is a more mauve-y. I think it looks good. It kind of matches my lips. And this is why I love these videos so much, because they're really just for me. I have so much self-discovery during just me doing a talking head video, talking to the camera, and that's why I continue to do them, because they're so helpful to me. And people come up to me and say they're helpful to them too, which is great and amazing, but kind of selfishly I'm like, these are for me, but I really hope they help you too. But I'm not thinking of like, oh, who's gonna like this video that I post? I'm like, I just like need to talk. So that's why I love them so much, and just creating space for my creative flow. And having spent so many years just like more on that heavy masculine side, I just cut that off, at least cut it off to the extent where I wasn't just allowing that creative flow to come through. Getting more done, I'm more productive, I'm making more movement because of that. So instead of having like a death grip on how can I squeeze every last drop of my day versus just like having space, more gets done. So anyway, maybe we'll talk about some of this stuff on the podcast. I don't know. Let's have a great day.